We have all had that moment. You set your phone down on the table, look away for a few minutes, and when you reach back, it slides an inch further away than you remember. In the short story, The One That Stayed Behind, these lapses are the first hints of an outside presence, an entity beginning to test how much the human mind is willing to overlook. The protagonist reacts exactly how any of us would. They blame themselves. When a door clicks shut or an object shifts, they immediately chalk it up to exhaustion, thinking, "I wasn't paying attention." This relies on a mechanism called self-gaslighting. When faced with something that breaks the rules of logic, the human brain will actively invent a rational excuse to protect its sense of normal reality. The truth right in this opening phase is how easily the entity weaponizes the protagonist's own logical mind. It uses human rationality as a shield to remain completely undetected while it sets up the next move. Then the rules escalate. The entity stops moving objects and starts mirroring actions in real time, beginning with a simple trip to the bathroom. The protagonist washes their hands, turns off the tap, and walks away. Then the mechanical terror of the delay hits them. They hear the tap turn off a second time. The sound is an exact echo of their own action, but it originates from directly behind them. The mimicry immediately tightens its focus. Outside the locked bedroom door, the entity stops echoing actions and perfectly replicates their walking pattern. Step, pause, step. Look at this diagram comparing two audio waveforms. The top line is the human voice. The bottom line drawing in right behind it shows the entity's vocal mimicry. By perfectly matching every peak and valley, it uses the protagonist's exact pitch and tone to demand they open the door. Facing an impossible threat, the protagonist relies on instinct. They lock the door, refuse to engage, and resolve to stay awake and survive until morning. But this seemingly logical defense tactic is a fatal mistake. By sealing themselves inside a single room, the protagonist unknowingly surrenders control of the entire rest of the house to whatever is waiting outside. Morning brings a false sense of security. The house is completely silent, the footsteps are gone, and everything feels normal again. Then the narrative pulls the rug out. The threat is no longer waiting in the hallway. It has bypassed the physical lock on the bedroom door and manifested as a glitch within the protagonist's own body. When the protagonist steps away from the bathroom mirror, the person in the glass stays behind, staring forward after the real body has already turned. The glitch quickly bleeds out of the reflection and into real life. The protagonist's actual physical movements begin to feel incredibly heavy and delayed. They're experiencing somatic displacement. The entity is deliberately severing the protagonist's connection to their own nervous system, slowing them down from the inside. The haunting has moved from the hallway into the protagonist's own limbs, turning them into the lagging, broken element of their own existence. The final confrontation takes place right inside the supposedly safe bedroom. The protagonist hears their own voice, soft and close, originating from directly behind them. When they turn around, the contrast is stark. The entity is a flawless copy. It is perfectly calm, completely devoid of the exhaustion, fear, and sluggish movements currently plaguing the protagonist. The entity smiles and states, "I came in anyway." This presents a terrifying paradox. How did it enter a room that remained locked from the inside? It steps closer and delivers a horrifying answer. It looks directly into their eyes and whispers, "You left something outside. You." This single line of dialogue reverses the status of both characters. The human becomes the intruder, and the copy takes the position of the rightful owner. The entity never needed to break in physically. It used the protagonist's own fear to trick the original consciousness into isolating itself, effectively locking itself out. The screen goes black. When the protagonist opens their eyes, the perspective has violently shifted. They are now standing in the hallway, staring at their own locked bedroom door. Their physical state in the hallway has degraded entirely. They feel heavy, slow, and completely disconnected from the world around them, reduced to a specter. Inside the room, they hear a stark contrast. Their own footsteps are moving around with energy and vitality, living the life they just lost. In a final, futile action, the protagonist bangs on the door, demanding to be let in. A calm, normal voice from inside simply replies, "I'm already here." We can see how this breaks traditional horror tropes by looking at this split-screen diagram. On the left, a traditional monster kills you, ending your timeline abruptly and leaving behind grief and evidence. But on the right, this entity seamlessly overlaps your timeline. It continues moving forward, while the original you drifts downward and fades away. This story suggests that the most profound fear is the realization that your life is continuing perfectly well without you, leaving you as a forgotten ghost in your own hallway, while a flawless version of you goes on living.